Meg, second interview of the day. We're so freaking excited to have you here. We want you to start with telling everybody what is your name, what do you do here at Elmco, and then tell us what you specialize in.
All right, everyone. Well, my name is Meg, and I am a stylist at Elmco. I've been a stylist for about a year now, and I specialize in blondes.
Hell yeah, we freaking love that. So you had a little bit of a unique start to Elmco, being just a year in, so you were actually my assistant. So thinking back to starting at Elmco, I want you to kind of walk me through what was that process like for you being an assistant at Elmco?
Okay, yeah, so I felt so lucky. I graduated during the pandemic, so that was a unique experience just in itself, and I started here about a week after I graduated. So I came here I did a Zoom interview, an in-person interview, and then I did my technical interview, and I was hired. So that was super exciting. I assisted Michelle for about a year, and it was just the most incredible experience I ever had. I learned probably as much as somebody behind the chair that was behind the chair for 5 years had learned. I learned so many color techniques, so many cutting techniques. I just learned to do a really proper consultation and just have my client feeling confident from the get-go. I think that's probably one of my biggest takeaways, was just being confident in front of my client and just during my consultation, and then you're set up for success from there.
Awesome. And one of the, I think, biggest brag moments that I have about you, Meg, is how quickly you have grown here as a stylist.
Yeah.
So you trained for a year.
Yep.
Then we kind of slowly transitioned you to being your own stylist.
Yes.
And now you're booking out. How far in advance are you booking out?
I think 10 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
10 weeks in advance. And from a financial perspective, you were previously in a different industry.
Yes.
And just completely soared your first year. So talk to me a little bit about why you feel like you had success in that, and what part did you play, what part did the salon play in that?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, starting from the very beginning, I had a career 180 flip. I was in the marketing industry for 2 years and just had a life moment where I was like, nope, can't do this anymore, and I just dropped everything and went to school. So that was my best decision. And then coming to Elmco, and a lot of people think that the assistant program is gonna bring you back, or you're just taking this pause in your career where you're gonna feel like you're losing everything that you just learned and you're making less money. And while maybe the money side of it's not great, what you learn during it prepares you for the next 5, 10, 20 years of your career. So without my assistant program, I wouldn't have the clientele that I have, I wouldn't have the knowledge that I have, and I definitely wouldn't have the overall confidence to feel like the work that I'm putting out is worth the price that I'm charging.
Love that. That is amazing. So complete 180 in your career.
Yeah.
Now I want you to share, what is your favorite thing about Elmco? Yeah, I mean, there's so many different things you could say. What's your favorite thing?
Well, for a lot of people that don't know me, I'm very shy at first, and I feel like I'm very sensitive, and I feel like from the very get-go, I could just be 100% myself here. I could ask anybody any question and feel zero judgment, even if it was a stupid question, it wasn't a stupid question, it was no, you're new, it's okay to ask this. So I think just feeling like I can talk to anybody about anything. I love all of our clients, the space is beautiful, and I just feel like every day I can be 100% me.
I love that. I think that is one of the hardest things sometimes to find. And I think that kind of leads me into, so as a rental space, we are open concept.
Yep.
So talk to me a little bit why you're choosing an open concept rental situation versus more of a suite environment.
Yeah, I think it just comes down to the social aspect. I've gotten my hair done in a suite room, and I think it's really cool. You do have that one-on-one experience, but I think the hustle and bustle of all the clients coming in and they chat with each other, and you can see what other stylists are doing, you can see what everyone else's hair looks like. It's a big party when you're here, and I feel just having the boutique and all the products, and it's just a fun experience coming here. I think if I were alone in a suite, sure, I would have really great conversations with my clients, but I don't think it would be the same experience for my client.
I love that. Wow, that was a killer response, Meg. It's like a beauty pageant or something. Okay, Mike, so you talked to me a little bit about how you can be a little bit shy, and you went through your training program, and through that, sure, you built some confidence. But I know when we were transitioning you to be a stylist, we were a little bit like, okay, what could be the smoothest transition to make you feel the most confident and comfortable? So I want to hear a little bit about what that transition's like and how that felt really easy and you felt confident and clear going into being a full-time stylist behind the chair by yourself.
Yeah, I think one of the coolest things about it was like throughout the assistant program, whether it was 8 months, 9 months, 10 months in, Michelle and I chatted and we're like, how do you feel? Where are you at in your journey? And we agreed like that a year was going to be a good time frame for me. But even at that year mark, I was still assisting Michelle 3 days a week, and then I started with just being behind the chair 2 days a week. So that was really, really great for me, so that I felt confident 100% of the time, and it wasn't like I graduated from the assistant program and all of a sudden I was working like 10-hour days behind the chair 5 days a week, because that would have felt very overwhelming to me. It was so nice to feel like I had a couple days still learning from her and then a couple days taking my own clients, and it was just a very, very seamless transition.
So I think that kind of leads into like maybe you feel like there is some flexibility in like how things transition. So do you feel like as a stylist here you always have felt kind of like supported in the way that like you feel like I'm connecting with you and working kind of through it together?
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like nothing here is like cookie cutter where it's like this is your 12-month program and you need to do this, this, and this, and or you don't finish. It's kind of like we talked and we felt where we had set comfortable goals and like where I'm comfortable, where are you comfortable? Like, do you feel good about letting me go on my own? Do I feel good about going on my own? And I feel like just through like collaboration and meeting monthly, I felt like I was always just set up for success, where I knew I was always like meeting my markers when I needed to.
Okay, Meg, so tell me your best memory at Elmco. I know there's a million, but tell me your best.
Yeah, this is really, really hard. I think one of my favorite and best memories is just like the collaboration here between like the stylists. Like I can literally look at Michelle and she'll know like, oh my God, do you need foils? Like, do you need a bowl of lightener? Like what's happening? And there was one day where all of us were running behind, like even Katie, like our front desk manager, she was running behind, and we literally just all kind of like throughout the day, like did tiny little things to just make sure everyone like finished their day like seamlessly. And then all of a sudden at the end of the day, we all just like looked at each other and started dying laughing, because we're like, we would have never finished this day if we all did like our own individual thing. Like it just wouldn't have happened.
Yeah, I think we all left that day feeling like, wow, we're
like,
really
blessed. Yeah. Like we read each other's minds clearly, and it was great.
Love that. So what would you say just welcoming someone to the team?
I would just probably open them with a big old hug, because that's just how we are here, and I would just tell them that if they have any questions, if they need any help throughout their day, like I'm more than willing to help them, and that just to be 100% themselves and they will fit right in.
I love that. We're going to talk about how, from a marketing perspective, how are you supported as a rental stylist at Elmco?
Yeah, absolutely. I feel I used to do digital marketing, and I didn't even know what the hell I was doing with my own Instagram when I started here. I didn't have like a theme. I didn't have a vibe to it. I just didn't really know how to appropriately like market to like my dream clientele. And just through all the photos that we take here, the really great setup at the front for taking like hair photos, and just coaching from Michelle from like how to properly post your photos so that you're gonna get the clients that you really, really wanna do their hair, I was able to just completely transform my Instagram. Like what I posted 2 years ago and what I posted now looks completely night and day. And I haven't even had to put that much work into it. Like it's just kind of like organically happened. And I think I started with 20 followers and I maybe have like 1,500 now. So we all got to start somewhere.
Yes, absolutely. So you came right out of being a stylist out of school, not really knowing anything. The expectation coming into Elmco was like, these stylists want to leave looking like they're a freaking Pinterest model, okay? So being a newer stylist, I think one of your greatest strengths is nobody would ever know sitting in your chair that you have only been a stylist for a year. Isn't that freaking insane?
Yeah.
Anyway, that wasn't really a question. I just wanted to like shout that out on this camera here so everybody knows how great she is. But beyond that, Meg, we love you.